project I'm very proud of. It's called How High Can You Throw? Normally I've given this to my 8th graders in the past, but the standards have been pushed into high school for parabolic equations, so I don't normally do it anymore. But I figured the last week of school I'd give it to my 7th graders, let them know it's a high school problem that they would be doing. What I did was, instead of having them do all the work for solving for V naught and later on solving for height versus time, I went ahead and gave them some resources online that will solve parabolic equations for them. So they started with how long it took their ball from their hand throwing straight up in the air till it gets down. They used that to solve for V naught, which is the initial upwards velocity. Then they use that, they plug it back in to the equation again, using 0 for initial height and final height. And once again, send them to the website for the equation. And it gives them their specific equation that will calculate the height of their throw after t time. Then here, this is something that was really cool, I've never done before. I sent them to GeoGebra, which I've done in the past, and I let them print their graph and then submit that. But this time, I had them plot the graph. I gave them a shell of the motion equation, and I put it on a slider so that they could change the initial velocity to fit their specific throw and their equation. And then from there, I had them solve that equation and graph that equation on GeoGebra. I had them plot a point on GeoGebra. It gives the coordinates. They can drag it around. I had them find the vertex that way. But I also had them choose different points, get their coordinate pairs, use the table, fill in the table, and use the table to make their own graph. And once again, super proud of this. It's kind of a high school standard nowadays, but I let my 7th graders do it at the end of the school year. They thought it was cool. They were doing a high school project, and they stayed nice and engaged. It was a great job on my 7th graders.